Hello. So sorry I'm starting a couple of minutes late. So I'm going to run the intro and we'll get into it. Hello, it's Friday night. Yay, we made it through another week. It's very exciting. I realized as I was getting ready to do this, I went to go open up Fool Me Twice and I was like, oh no, I had opened it up in Scrivener on my laptop the other night and I hadn't closed it. So I couldn't open it on this computer. So I had to go run and do that. And then I was trying to find my saline solution in case we have an issue where I can't breathe. Woo! I didn't mean to skip Tuesday on Wednesday and Thursday. Tuesday night, I had to stop early because I'm having congestion issues and they didn't get really much better by Wednesday. The temperature dropped really fast here in Jersey. I think I've said this like 1,000 times by now. And the air got really, really dry. And my humidifier is having trouble keeping up. My office is freezing and it's just messing up my congestion. And I have asthma and occasionally, and it's asthma is triggered by exercise and panic attacks, anxiety. And sometimes when I have issues breathing, it kind of like, so I just kind of have to deal with that. Anyway, hi. So we made it. Let me see if I can. So we're going to be writing, let me see, chapter 42, which is the beginning of the second half of Act 1. So that's great. Act 1 is only 6 chapters. I'm pretty proud of myself. Usually Act 1 is like 4,000 chapters, and I do it totally wrong. But, the whole book is 27 chapters. Act 1 being only 6 chapters of that is really great. That's like what? Hold on, let me do math. It's like 30%, which is right around where it's supposed to be. More like, it's actually probably closer to 25%, which is quite right there on target. So, and just like, look how cute you look. That's why I do the sprints on the channel, because I leave the makeup on until I finish this, and then I get to take off the makeup. When I do sprints on Patreon because I take off the face. This is all blonde under here. None of this is real. The only thing that's real on here is the hair color. Nothing matches. The eyelashes are blonde. It's very frustrating. Like, I showed my students a picture of me without, all of this, and they're like, Miss McHugh, what a glow up. I'm like, are you telling me I was ugly without all the makeup? Because now I'm concerned. 8th graders, man, they will, you can't have a big ego around them. Let me tell you, they will pop it like a balloon. All right. So like I said, I'm starting chapter 42. Right now, it is about 8 scenes. In an ideal world, in a perfect world, in the next 2 sprints, I'd finish 4 scenes, two scenes a sprint. That'd be great. I would settle for 3 scenes. I'd settle for 3. And then tomorrow being Saturday and I don't have any work to do over the weekend, I'm pretty proud. Well, okay, I have work to do, but it's nothing that has to be done, which is very different than my normal work weekends. I have to work on some fundraiser stuff, but other than that, like, yay. Where was I? My brain like loses track so quickly these days. So I'm going to work on this chapter. We're going to get as far as we can. Tomorrow, I'm hopefully going to start writing around 10 to 11 and write for a couple of hours. I'd like to finish a chapter, and I'd like to finish at least chapter 46 through chapter 46 on Sunday. So big plans. All right, I'm going to get us set up on my Pomodoro. So let me go ahead and share that tab. Nope, not settings. Why can't I click things correctly? All right. Somewhere is the right tab. There it is. All right. So that has been shared. So there we are. And then I'm going to fix it so that I don't. All right. All right. So I'm going to start the background music, and I will see you guys in 25 minutes. All right. So we're back. Sorry, I always turn off my light. I did actually finish 2 scenes. They're kind of short scenes. And I'm noticing that that's a pattern so far with the chapters. And I wonder if it's just because this is really a plot-driven book at this moment. And I just don't need long scenes. This happened a lot when I was writing Counting Stars, is that my scenes just tended to be shorter for some reason. And then that meant my chapters were shorter. And I don't think it turned out bad. So I'm just going to go with it. And then we'll see if we have to deal with that in edits. But I'm pretty happy so far. So haven't written, I wouldn't say a word count wise it's a lot. So let's see if I open up. Yeah, it's only about 951 words, but honestly in 25 minutes that's not that bad. So I'm not mad about it. So if I can write 2 more scenes, that puts me halfway being done this chapter, and then I can probably write the chapter tomorrow. I can probably finish the chapter and write another chapter in about an hour and a half. So is that for, so I'm going over old plot notes and trying to figure out what I was planning. Is that for the alphabet books? Ooh, sorry. My congestion's doing that thing again. And I probably should have refilled my water before I came downstairs or came upstairs. Where am I? Really feel like I've got like dead brain by Monday night. Like it's ridiculous. Like I had one of my students ask me to go to the bathroom today, and he was like, Miss M, can I go to the bathroom? And I like stared at him for like an extra 30 seconds processing the question. And I couldn't tell you why I did that. Cause like I understood the question. My brain was like, I don't know how to answer that. So I'm listening to the Rent soundtrack from the movie musical. One of my favorite podcasts did a review of Rent. Ooh, that sounds like fun. That's a really fun next project. And I'll read it because all I read is romance novels. It's really kind of sad. I'm very basic. One of my favorite podcasts, the Best Supporting Podcast, where they talk about actors and stuff. One of the hosts doesn't like musicals, so the other host made him watch the Rent musical from 2008 when it was on Broadway. It was the last show on Broadway, and they were just like gushing about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't really like the movie, and I'm like, oh, Dagger, I love the movie. How do you not love Rosario Dawson as Rent? So like all day long, I've been watching. I've been listening to the Rent soundtrack. I love the Rent soundtrack, the movie soundtrack. Because like everybody else and their mother, we did Seasons of Love for choir in the 90s. And that's all I ever knew about Rent was Seasons of Love. So wow, was I surprised when the movie came out in, 2005? I went to go see it. And then I went to like every movie store trying to find the CD because this was like before Amazon. And I did that for Hairspray too. I literally had to go to 6 different stores to find the Rent musical CD. And then I broke the first one because I was listening so much. I actually wore out my CD, which I did not know you could do because I had never done it before. But like I just listened to that thing on repeat. So I'm really glad I live alone now because like I was washing the dishes this morning at like 6 o'clock this morning, and I was belting out the opening Rent number. So I'm so basic. It's ridiculous. Oh, it's such a long week. Like yelled at my 7th graders. They're like, Miss Sam, why do you always yell at us? I'm like, because you never shut up ever. Never. Like one of the kids was like, he was saying Merry Christmas in Italian while I was teaching French. It was Buon Natale or something like that. And I'm like, stop that. And he's like, so every time I would start talking, he'd repeat it. And then finally I looked at him. He's like, I'm just going to do it again. And I'm like, and I'm just going to write you up. And he's like, no, you won't. I'm like, try me. So I start talking again, and he says Buon Natale again. I'm like, that's it. I get the blue card out. It's a little notepad because we sent it out for 10 minutes. I start writing. He's like, no. Because he knows what happens when we call up, when we write him up. We have to call home. And he does not want me to call home. He's like, no, Miss M, I swear. I'll do it. I'll be fine. I'll be good. Don't do it. I'm like, why do you got to test me? Like, why do we got to get to this position where I have the pen out and all it needs? And like I told him, student, excuse his name, student, if I have to talk to you one more time, do you see this? It has your name. It has a date. It has the teacher I'm sending it to. It has my name. It's already signed. It just needs the time. That's it. And then I got to check off the crime. Okay. That's it. So, and he's like, oh, I got it. And yeah, then he was going to scold the rest of the time. I guess he didn't really think I was serious because they all know that I don't want to call home. Because listen, if you're acting up in French, you're acting up in French and ELA and math. Nobody wants to hear from the French teacher. Nobody in the world wants to hear from me. My fail kids, which I never do because like I can't be bothered. I got to call home when I fail. Do you know if you're failing French, you're probably failing the other classes. By the time you hear from the French teacher, the parents are like, yeah, I know. They're failing everything else. No offense. I don't really care about your class. I'm like, no offense taken. Yeah. Maybe he should behave. From your mouth to God's ears. He had in school today, so I didn't even have to deal with him today, so that was nice. All right, I will, and that's not because I wrote him up, it's because somebody else wrote him up. All right, I will see you guys in 25 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and go over here. I'm going to turn back on the music and then mute my other thing. So here we go. I'm terrible at remembering my microphone. All right, I'm back. I did all 4 scenes. I'm very happy. The last scene ended up being shorter than I wanted it to, and it's just because I changed my mind halfway through what I was going to do. So 4 scenes, and it turns out I don't know how to count. So when I was looking at how many scenes were left, this chapter actually only has 7 scenes, which means I'm more than halfway through the chapter. So I can finish a chapter and a half tomorrow. So I'm feeling really good about actually being on deadline this weekend. I'm only going to miss the Act 1 deadline by 1 day. I wanted it done by Saturday. It's going to be done Sunday. Pretty happy about that. So, hey, any progress is good progress, right? You know, I wrote half a chapter, which has been a kind of the, it's been kind of the, what's the word I'm looking for? The routine. I guess I've been finishing about half a chapter in an hour, which is good because actually usually takes me about 2 hours to write a chapter. So it means I'm kind of back where I need to be. I'm really hoping to keep moving through these sprints, doing it 1 hour a night, maybe 2 hours on the weekends. I'd love to get back to 2 hours in the weekends, but honestly, this job is just completely different than my old job, and an hour is better than nothing. And it was an hour. I've written 3 hours this week, and that is more than I have written probably since the school year started. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, I'm tired. I want to take my makeup off. I'm gonna go relax. I'll see you guys later. Bye.